How's it going? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, aka Slammerella, and I am back with another how to tie-dye your boring white t-shirt. And this time we got the G is for Ghostface shirt from Spirit Halloween. There we go. And this time we're going to be doing this one blue, red, maybe purple, and black pinwheel. So yeah, we're going to be doing the pinwheel design on this again. So if you liked the H's for Halloween pinwheel design we did with the candy corn colors, so the orange and yellow and black and all that, then maybe stick around and watch this one. I might try to cut this one a little bit shorter because the last video was a little bit longer, but we'll see. So yeah, stick around and see how this one turns out. All right, so here we are again. We're doing another tie-dye pinwheel spiral, this time for this Spirit Halloween G is for Ghostface shirt. The colors we're going to be using this time around are royal blue. So we got royal blue here, and then we're going to do some red. The specific one is scarlet red. And I think I'm also going to be doing some purple, so I'm going to be mixing two of these together a bit in these squirt bottles here with some water in it. I'm going to be mixing red with a teeny bit of blue into it to make purple. And another new thing we're trying out today is these lapel mics. We recently got them off of Amazon, so we'll be able to see how well the sound in here is. It's very echoey when it's just the mic on the camera. And you can compare that to the intro and outro of this video and see how much better it is. If you're a YouTuber or a content creator, you can maybe see how much better it is for yourself. And another new thing we're doing is a grid. So if you don't have a grid thing that you can put your tie-dye shirt on while you're putting the color on, and we didn't either. So what I did is I took off the door for a cat carrier. So if you got like a pet and you've got a carrier for them, this could easily come off, and we're going to use that as the grid, and then I'll be drying it and cleaning it and stuff before I put it back on, obviously. But yeah, when you're DIYing, you got to come up with interesting solutions to stuff you don't already have. So we'll be doing that over top of a bucket here so that the shirt's not sitting in all the dye that kind of runs off the shirt and kind of soaking in the sides. See if that helps at all. But before we do all that, again, we have to soak this in some water and wring it out. So let's do that. Hopefully hot water. Yeah. Using to wring it out quite a bit because last time it was like still sopping. Again, I'm wringing this out extra this time because last time it was kind of sopping wet still, and I don't know if that caused the dye to merge too much, because I noticed when we did the H's for Halloween one, there wasn't too much like actual white parts in it. It kind of melded the yellow and the orange into where the white parts would be. And I'm going to assume that's because of a couple of things. One, the shirt was too wet, and then diluting the dye with half water and half dye also made it too wet. And B, I feel like maybe the rings when I'm twisting it wasn't tight enough. So we're going to see if a couple of those things being changed has any effect on it. All right, as per last time, I'm going to be turning this inside out, and then I'm going to gradually be doing the spirals for the back and locating those black plastic elastics that I didn't pre-prepare, so.
It's easy to find.
All good. All right. Again, this has been wrung out a little bit more than last time, and then hopefully we'll be able to get a better spiral. I feel like right in the center is the best. It's the second time I've ever done this, so I'm not too sure how to get the spiral or the ridges to be perfect or not. I'm just doing it and hoping it turns out well. You can be super duper meticulous about this, about how all the spirals turn out, but I don't have time for that and I don't feel like doing that. That's the best I'm getting that. We're going to pause it and get the elastics now. This is obviously going to be time lapsed, but you're going to want to use some either kite twine, which is seemingly better again, or you can just use these black plastic elastics from dollar store, Dollar Tree, whatever your Dollar General store. Okay, so I'm just going to be trying to tie these together as best as I can. Okay, so this is as best as I can do with all the elastics. Some of it's not going to be perfect, and you're probably not going to get it perfect either, even if you use kite twine. You want as best as you can to have it nice and tight and in there so that when you put the dye on, it doesn't sink into the folds and you get a neat swirl pattern. You might have to adjust a little bit here and there, as I've done, to get some of the spirals exposed. But honestly, it shouldn't be too bad either way. I guess now we throw it on here. All right, so now when you do this, you're going to be using a couple colors on the top and probably a darker color on the bottom. So be it black if you want a black spiral as your main thing coming out from it. You'll find the bottom of it and do that black. And then you'll do the one side that has the graphic on it, the lighter colors. So in my case, I'll be using the red and the blue on this side, and probably this side will be the darker color, which will probably be purple. So I don't think I want to do black for this. I want to see if the bottom with the being purple and the front being the red and the blue working out. So that's what we're going to do with this one. All right, so I've mixed up the red and a bit of the blue. Got some on me already, but hopefully it's a proper purple. It's hard to tell when you're mixing it because the dye is always way darker than what it's going to turn out to be. As you can see, that probably looks like black on the camera, but here we go. We're going to do the whole back, this purple, and then we'll flip it over and do the red and blue. So yeah, we're going to mix up the red and blue now. All right, so we're going to put on the red, and then we're going to do the blue last, because I feel like I want the red to go a specific spot. That's, as you can see, very red. Good, now for the blue. So this one's probably going to be a really dark shirt, and it'll be interesting to see how much of the actual original design shows up when we're done. But that's the whole point of DIY. We're experimenting all the time. But there you go. There's the red and blue swirl that we wanted. And of course, the bottom being all purple. So we're going to let that drain for a second, and then we're going to put it in a bag and wait the 24-hour period. All right, so I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to be at Iron Leaf after about a month's hiatus. So instead of waiting the 48 hours, we're going to be doing 24 hours, and they're really dark colors anyways. So I'm assuming they've done what they're going to do regardless to the white shirt. So we're going to take it out of the package and give her a rinse and then reveal. We put it in the bag dark side down. So usually that's black on the bottom, or in this case, the purple's on the bottom with the red and the blue on the top. So we're going to rinse it out as best we can first. All right, so we drained the bathtub, wrung this out as best I can. Time for the reveal. Of course, that means removing a million of these elastics. All right, I think we got them all. Let's open this up and see what it looks like. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Of course, that's the inside. Let's flip it over and see what the print looks like. All right, ready? Well, all right, that's better. That's kind of creepy how he's got like blood on his face.
Have to rinse out and a little bit more and see how it does.
Yeah, I think if you give it a nice wash, you'll get a little bit more of the print in it, but that design is sick. I like how we're getting actual white in parts of it, and it's not like completely full of red and blue.
No, it's nice. It's a nice effect.
And the purple is really dark, but like it also, when it dries, it gets lighter. So yeah, we're gonna rinse this out, give it a couple more squeezes, and then
show you,
dry it out, and I'll show you guys probably in the pictures in the outro. But yeah, I'd say a nice another tie-dye shirt success. Let me know what you guys think of this. All right, I'm gonna rinse this out now. I wanted to show the results after giving it a quick couple of rinses in hot water and then a fourth rinse in cold water, just to kind of show how it turned out after that, because it did turn out slightly differently. So the print shows up a little bit more.
Yeah, the design too.
And the parts that were white are now a little bit more pink instead, but that's okay. I'm glad that the print actually showed up a little bit better. And once it dries, it'll be a little bit lighter as well. You'll probably be able to tell that the dark spots are actually purple and not black once it's dry. But again, we'll show you some pictures of the dry result once it's done in the outro. Yeah, there we go. Pinwheel spiral tie-dye for Spirit Halloween's G is for Ghostface shirt. Okay, so it's actually been quite a few days since the drying of this tie-dye shirt, so I can actually show you in the video as opposed to thumbnails here and here. So here we go. Here is the finished result of the G is for Ghostface blue and red tie-dye. Woo! Pretty good. It is slightly hard to see the original image here. You kind of have to get a little closer, but it does still say G is for Ghostface in there somewhere. And maybe with a future cold water wash, it will be a little bit more noticeable. But yeah, the back is really fucking cool looking. I really dig how these tie-dye shirts are turning out. I like how each arm is different, each side is different, and the blending of the purple and the blue and the red kind of made this really kind of dark November-ish feel to it, even though it's supposed to be Halloween-y. But yeah, this is kind of more cold and wintry feeling. But then the red blood stains everywhere kind of works for Ghostface. But yeah, so thanks for watching this. Again, it's been a few days since the actual dyeing and drying of this shirt, but it turned out really, really well. Again, I put minimal effort into making sure the creases were all lined up and slapping the elastics on it. So I'm sure if you took the time and effort to making sure everything is perfect and tight and all the creases were lined up way better, your shirt will look even cooler. So go out there and try it on one of your old metal or horror white shirts and send me a link in the comments section or on any of my Instagram or Facebook accounts with your design if you do this, because I'd be interested in seeing how yours turns out. So cheers and thanks for watching. For glory, for the rebellion, Slammerella out.